Hello, I'm William Gallagher, and this is the 58 Keys Writing Workshop set of videos. You're a writer, I'm a writer. I tell you, well, probably how I happen to write things, or maybe just what I think about writing things, and then you, please, disagree with me in the comments. I can't see any value in it just being me jabbering on at you. It has to be a conversation, writer to writer, and the more we talk, the more we can put off writing. Okay, this time, real life. Or actually, I'm going to change that. I'm going to call this "But It Really Happened," because that's the point. That's what's on my mind, and that's what I want to talk to you about. Build to it. Real life first. Okay. It is inescapable that your writing will reflect your real life. I mean, where you are, what you've done, what you've seen, what you've been, all of it affects how you see things. It affects how you write about things. It's just impossible that it can't. And actually, great. You know, your view of the world is different to everyone else's view of the world. So add on to the fact that your writing is different to every other writer's. It's an amazing thing. We should cherish that and look forward to it and just have more and more of it. Great. And yet, you can see I have doubts, but I have a really specific doubt, and it's come from manuscripts that I've been sent over the years. I think usually prose, but sometimes screenplays as well, because I remember making a very cruel dig and I regretted it. I might tell you that. The thing that I've seen is that I'll get to something and it just doesn't work. Yeah, there's something wrong with it. It's unbelievable, basically. And I'll chat away to the writer about it and I'll ask them about this bit, and they will say, "Oh, that bit really happened." So what? Unless that was the dig, and I said this dig to a screenwriter, unless you're going to have a caption on screen that says, "This bit really happened," how is the audience supposed to know? And actually, even if you did that, why would the audience care about it? You get people into a story. It is so hard to get people into a story. And then you throw them out with something that's just unreal in some way, that feels contrived in the story, that's kind of... I think I've said this before to many people. Sorry if it was you as well. But I see writing as like a plank of wood with grain in it. And as you move your hand across it one way, like the story going forward, little shards of the wood cut into your hand surprise you. But then when you get to the end and you move your hand back the other way, it's totally smooth. Because it all makes sense, because it all follows the way it should, if you like. So little spurs, little burrs, little cuts, surprises, great. But something that feels like a different plank over there just is wrong. It throws you out of the story. And if there's anything harder than getting somebody into a story, I think it's getting them back into a story when you have effectively chosen to throw them out. If you're going to use a real event, you've got to stand it up better than that. You've got to make it work somehow. And again, the tone of my voice, I don't know that you can. It must be possible. You must be able to do it. But no real thing happens by itself. All reality, profundity here, William, all reality is part of a nexus of all of the things going, the interconnectedness of all things for it. A real life event actually doesn't stand on its own. An event in a story also doesn't stand on its own, but the surroundings, the bed, the frame, the wood, whatever I want to call it, is different to the one you had in real life, and it doesn't necessarily support the real life event. If you can find a way to stand up that real event, well, knock yourself out. Great. Could be fantastic. I offer that the best thing of this, the best option, the most achievable option, really, is that instead of copying specific actual events or characters, people you work with, people you know, lines of dialogue, I mean, I've used real life dialogue. Sometimes occasionally it's a great starting point for something. But instead of all of that, you use the fact that I am pretty sure that writers, as good as we are, as fine people, as I'm sure we all are, we have a certain coldness. Okay. I think no matter what is going on, good or possibly even especially bad, there's a little bit in the back of our head that says, I'll use this. but it doesn't mean I will copy this incident, this event. What it means most of the time, I find, is how this thing makes me feel, what it makes me feel inside for it. I can use that feeling somewhere, even if the way I use it never relates to a fictional version of something that happened. There's a set of workshops I sometimes do, and they're one-off workshops, so it's not where I see people all the time. I've just seen them once, and I've developed this habit now that seems to go down really well. I will say to them when they come in, right, before I even say hello, before I even say my name is William and welcome, I want you to write something for me. And what I ask them to write is I make it really clear. It's a couple of minutes writing, and I don't really care if it's prose, if it's bullet points, if it's the odd random word, anything you like, and I am not going to ask you about it afterwards. I will never ask you to show it to me. It is for you. It is for you only. And the thing I want them to write about is how they felt the moment they came in that door. So maybe you've seen me before. Some people are thinking this is going to be rubbish. They wish I'd read the program earlier. Others are nervous because we're writers and you're meeting other writers, group of people, all sorts of things, all the possible range of human feelings. Well, that love is in there, but lust seems unlikely. Anyway, a range of human emotion is out there. And the point I then make is, it is extremely unlikely that any of your characters in any of your stories are going to go to a writing workshop. I mean, if they did, great. But the thing is that how you felt going in is how they can feel going into something else. And you can use that. That's what I think is great use of real life emotion, feeling, concern, not which table I sat at and the salt and pepper pots were mixed up. I don't know, I'm really reaching it. So where did that come from? I think I prefer the bit about love and lust. Emotion, real, great, do it. I think because it happens to you, because you felt it, it also happens to everybody. It happens to enough people that to those whom you connect with deeply, and they stick with you as a writer. They recognize something in your writing because you've given them something they see for it. And I think that is just tremendous in all possible ways. You're still hearing tone. I don't mean you to because of this. I meant everything I've just said, but the reason I'm talking to you about this now is that something else is on my mind, and I'm troubled by it. Yesterday, I was working away on the novel, just hit 67,000 words and haven't thrown it away yet. That's a first. I've thrown 250,000 words away over the last couple of years, which is another story. Well, actually, to that, it was several other stories. I was writing this thing. It's a fairly ordinary scene. It's quite technical compared to the rest of the book in that certain things have to happen in certain sequences. Character is in a hospital, right, and spoiler, I suppose, is about to die. Okay, so I've got the sequences right, I've got the medicine right, and I just need them to be right. I'm not what I'm focusing on. And I'm writing this stuff away, and very unusually for me, I mean, stunningly unusually, probably because of all the medical stuff, I know everything I'm going to write. I was going to say the scene, but I've got the chapter, I've got the whole sequence, the whole thing. It's really clear in my head. It's practically a case of typing it out, except suddenly I gave a character a line of dialogue that means a lot to me. It's something I said when my own mother was in hospital last year. And it works, I think. I'm aware it's a very loaded line for me, but I think trying to be dispassionate about it, I think it works for that character in this situation at that time. And yet, I feel immensely guilty about it because, I've been thinking about this such a lot. It seems to me that yes, this is reality. Yes, this is real. Yes, this actually happened. But it isn't all my story. It's also partly my mother's. Can I tell someone else's story? I don't know. So that's where you're getting some of the tone from. But the earlier tone, the stuff with but it really happened. No, that was straight on sarcasm. Not going to even pretend to hide that one. Real life, what can you do? Listen, if you have... Am I going to ask you for real life experiences? That could go on a long time. We wouldn't have to write for days. Do it in the comments. Your real life experiences that in any way you like seems relevant to all of this. Or tell me how you feel about using other people's stories, because that would help me directly. Okay. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself. Hey, write more. You and me both. We are not writing enough. I'm on 67,000 words. Let's get it to 68 by the end of the year. Okay, that's enough, William. I'll see you soon.